I could see the U.S. Bank Stadium from the plane.
Yeah.
It's exciting, man.
Yeah.
Tomorrow's the big day.
Opening game at home.
There were a lot of Viking fans flying in too. There were at least 4 or 5 people in Vikings cars on my flight, which was awesome. A lot of people waiting to get picked up. So, you know.
Were you wearing your Vikings jersey?
No, I'm saving it for tomorrow.
There you go.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to Press Skol, episode 1. I'm Adam.
And I'm Preston.
This is our new live stream where we're going to follow along with the Vikings' upcoming season in Madden 19. I wrote a blog post about it if you want to get the full scoop, but we're just diving in. It's Saturday evening. The Vikings play their first game tomorrow. It's big. It's exciting. We're doing what you would expect the day before. We're playing some Madden. We're getting excited. We've started up a franchise. We're gonna, this will be the franchise mode that we play for the whole season. And where you got to start is you got to set your goal for the year. And so we're previewing the year, and I think it's a no-brainer. Super Bowl or bust, right?
Yeah, it has to be after last year and that heartbreaking loss. I mean, I just absolutely going into we had such high hopes going into that Philadelphia game. We thought it was our year, and to make the upgrades we did, I think it has to be Super Bowl or bust kind of year.
Madden characterizes this as an aggressive goal, and it puts our chance of firing at very high. But, that's what we got to do.
Zim.
You can see Zim here in his office chatting. He's a serious dude. He's getting ready for the game.
Who's he talking to? Who do you think?
I don't know. Rick Spielman, maybe.
Sure.
Jim Edwards, or George Edwards, rather. I don't know. Not important. Should we install a game plan? I don't even know. I haven't done this before. Offensive game plan. Punt drills.
Oh, that would be us playing a bunch of
this
things.
is way too much.
No, let's play the
All
game.
Right, tomorrow's opponent, San Francisco 49ers.
That's right. With Jimmy G at the helm, he hasn't lost as a starter in a San Francisco uniform.
Can you get over? I can't. You gotta use the... What's that about?
I don't know what that's about.
Hey, I think we have a viewer.
Hey.
We have one viewer. Welcome to the show.
Welcome to the show.
We can't figure out how to get Preston in the game here.
This is not good.
What happens if we... Alright, we're gonna table that. We have 2 viewers. My God. And look at this disaster. We can't even, the game hasn't started. We can't figure out how to get Preston in the game. We're gonna, let's see, maybe if maybe this will be league settings. I think that's where I just was.
Indeed.
Alright. You got any guesses on who's watching right now?
I don't. But hi.
I'm willing to bet Tim might be one of our viewers right now, unless he's working, but... Alright, I'm gonna start the game without you. I hope you'll forgive me for that.
I might.
We'll try to do the controller settings after the game starts. We're going to do that because I think the Vikings defense, if you can start the game with the Vikings defense, you'll be fine. All right, so tomorrow's opponent is the 40... Oh, we lost one of our viewers. That hurts. Tomorrow's opponent, San Francisco 49ers. They finished 6-10 last year. They won the last 5 games.
Yeah,
so they finished after the Jimmy G trade. So Jimmy Garoppolo hasn't lost under the helm with them. But they started with 9 straight losses.
Yeah.
Given the hot finish, I think people expect them to be better this year. I got to be honest with you, though. The Vikings need to win this game. You look at the first 5 weeks of the Vikings season, it's pretty tough. You're playing the 49ers at home in week 1, you better take care of business. You saw the Madden ratings. The Vikings are an 82 overall. 49ers are a 79. Interesting, Jimmy Garoppolo is 1 point higher. He's an 83 overall than Kirk Cousins, who's an 82 overall. I imagine that would provoke the outrage of a lot of Viking fans who think that's kind of an undervaluing of Kirk Cousins. But
especially after getting all that guaranteed money, I guess we'll see. But Jimmy Garoppolo got a huge contract as well. What was it, $137.5 million? That was a big chunk of change.
Those numbers stop meaning anything to me. You know, they're so big. It's like, what does it even mean?
Really, yeah, it's pretty unbelievable.
I'll be at US Bank Stadium tomorrow for the game. Pretty excited about that. As we see the virtual preview here, I think the Vikings match up really well with the 49ers. You know, they've got Marquise Goodwin and Pierre Garçon at receiver, but not especially, you know, explosive. They lost Jet McKinnon as well, and so I think that's going to hurt them in the running game. All right, let's try. We're going to try to get Preston in here. It's not working.
It is locked down.
All right, here's what we're going to do. We're going to improvise, folks. We're going to figure this out in due time. Preston and I are going to alternate. So we're going to play old school status, one human versus one computer, and we're just going to hand the controller back and forth. We got to keep the show moving.
That's right.
We're at 2 viewers again.
Welcome.
We got to keep the show moving. I think Twitch has chat functionality, so if anyone wants to pop in and say hi or ask a question or anything, we'd certainly appreciate it.
Yeah, we'd love the input, especially if you're a Vikings fan, and let us know your thoughts on the season, what your expectations are, maybe who your favorite player is, things like that. That helps us stir some conversation and keep this thing going.
Oh, sorry, I was checking my phone to see if I could do Twitch chat. Why don't you play the opening drive, Preston?
All right.
I'm going to give you that honor.
I don't know what you just picked, but I will do my best.
The computer made the call here for you. They're going deep right off the bat. Broken up by Trey Waynes, so that's good. That gets our heart rate going early. They take a shot. I've got the chat room open on my phone. I don't see any activity yet, but I'll be keeping an eye on that.
All right. Well, let's see. They're coming out with a 2 running back package, 2 wide receivers. I'm going to go with the base 4-3. And I'm going to do a little cover 2 man. Let's let our outside corners, we'll do a little bump and run on the outside.
Now, where do you like to play on defense when you're playing that?
I like to play as the safety, especially because Harrison Smith, one of the best safeties in the game, can read the play.
Oh, who is this? Alfred Morris? Who is? Oh, you just overran that big
that
time.
was a big time over.
Oh, and then Griffin missed the tackle? Oof, that's bad, man.
That's a bad start for us.
That was Breida. 54-yard rush by Breida.
Hopefully that doesn't happen in the Vikings game tomorrow.
See, that's one area where I think the Vikings do match up really well tomorrow. As a Viking fan, your heart breaks for Jerick McKinnon getting hurt and put on the injured reserve.
Totally.
But I don't expect Breida and Alfred Morris to gash the Vikings too bad tomorrow. I would expect that, you know, we'll be able to stop that rushing attack. And then, by extension, we can hopefully put the weight of the game on Garoppolo, and we can put some pressure on him and make it tough for him.
I think I'm going to come up and try the defensive line here. Take me out of coverage.
See, I like to play on the defensive line because it's fewer opportunities for me. I just have to rush straight ahead and get at the quarterback or clog up a running lane. When I play at linebacker or in the secondary, I just make tons of mistakes.
Wow.
So we need you to bend but not break here. We're essentially at 1st and goal. They're not labeling it as 1st and goal, but that's basically where we're at. So don't hold fast here. Hold fast. Well, Preston tries to come through here. Let's talk about the last few matchups that the Vikings have played against the 49ers. So, as it happens, the last time the Vikings played the 49ers was actually also a season opener. It was Mike Zimmer's 2nd season. It was in San Francisco. That team was that 49ers team was coached by Jim Tomsula. He didn't last very long. He was fired quickly. That season, the 49ers were pretty bad. But similarly, the Vikings came in, high expectations, Zimmer's second year, and they came out flat. The 49ers crushed us. I think the Vikings had 3 points. And so I think if you're a nervous Viking fan, that's your fear about tomorrow, is that high expectations, Vikings are favored, we should come out here and roll. But that fear, if you're a longtime Viking fan, that fear never leaves you. You're probably like, oh man, what if they come out flat tomorrow? What if they fall apart? And so that's what we want to avoid tomorrow. Given that last season opener matchup against the 49ers. There you go. Ooh. You did your job.
That was looked like a missed opportunity there.
He looked to be open. Garoppolo overthrows it. The matchups before that, the Vikings actually won a couple in a row. They beat the 49ers pretty handily in the Leslie Frazier era. And then they also got a win against the 49ers in the Brad Childress era. That game, people will remember for the Brett Favre to Greg Lewis connection on the last play of the game.
Yeah, that was a great play.
That was in September of 2009, I believe. Vikings won 27-24 on that dramatic final. Lifetime record, I think the 49ers and the Vikings are pretty even. So, hopefully tomorrow we can notch another win, and we can replicate some of those. Hard to say, or hard to believe I'm saying this, but replicate some of those Brad Childress and Leslie Frazier era Vikings victories instead of that 2000. I think it was 2015 or 16 that Zimmer's second season when we got beat by the 49ers. So are you going to play this first offensive drive, or am I going to play this first offensive drive?
Well, I kind of figured we were passing it back and forth by...
I'm going to recommend that you tweak your camera to the more traditional Madden.
Oh, I like that.
I think that's going to help you. Well, the last time you and I played Madden, it's been a couple weeks, but I think I beat you pretty good.
You came back.
I think you threw a few picks.
I was beating you really bad, and then you came back.
Just don't make Cousins look bad here. Like, make the new guy look crisp.
We'll try. Trying to get Dalvin Cook started.
Dalvin Cart?
The Dalvin Cart is what we're going to call him from now on. The Dalvin Cart.
We're about halfway through the first quarter here. And we're hopefully going to start marching here. Is this play action, or is this just a quick pass?
It's a play action pass.
You got R1.
I see it.
Go, baby. All right.
No
Hey,
back seats.
I got an armchair quarterback here.
No armchair quarterbacking. Otherwise, that'll be...
We'll tell the people, talk to the people about what you're doing. What are you trying to do here? What's your strategy?
Right now, I'm trying to get the ground game going. Right now, we look to be good to run to the right here. We got enough blockers. Trying to get that established.
Oh, there was a hole, but he filled it quickly.
Yeah, I don't think Compton went up the right avenue there. That was a play by Reuben Foster.
So you were telling me the 49ers have a couple good young defensive players. You were telling me one of their guys that I've never heard of is a potential dark horse defensive MVP.
Yeah, their defensive end from Oregon. I'm going to butcher Eric Armstead, I think is his name. Somebody was saying, ooh, they did a good job taking Cook out of the play that time. I tried to run a screen pass. They basically tackled him behind the line of scrimmage. So it's 3rd and 10, obvious passing down here. I'm going to try and spread that defense out a little bit. See if I can't get a connection here with Diggs or Thielen, somebody out wide. We're going to go with this drive Y corner here.
This is... you have one first down so far, right? Yeah. Let's try to get a second. Oh, ooh, that was bad. That...
Playing zone.
Alright, I'm taking over. Not the start we hope to see tomorrow. Gave up a big run, threw a pick there, tried to force one on third down. They're bringing out 3 wide receivers, so I'm going to come out in a nickel just to cover 3 zone coverage. I am going to rush the passer. Or I'm going to play as Sheldon Richardson, the new addition on the defensive line.
Hey, good play.
They got some push there. You know, they got 5 yards out of that, or 4, which, alright, I'll take it. Help me coach this. What would you call here, Preston?
I would go in nickel formation here. They've been running the ball. I think they're looking to maybe go play action. Maybe doing like a cover 2 with the sink with the corners.
I'm doing a cover 2 guarding the flats. I'm going to play as Griffin, and if I go play action, I'm going to try to... Alright, they're in field goal range again. I'm going to try to do what you did and bend but not break here.
That's huge.
Third... Let's try to get a little... Well, nope, they're down to a 2 receiver package. I'm going to go back into a 4-3, and I'm going to bring a linebacker. Let's try to bring some pressure here. And let's get back on the inside. Oh boy, that's my bad. I'm switching when I shouldn't switch. Got a little overzealous switching to those secondary players. I should let my computer players make the play. I'm right where Preston was. 1st and goal. Well, now you know, if the 49ers come out tomorrow and they're running the ball well, you can say that's the wisdom of Madden at work.
Great play there by Rhodes.
You told me Rhodes might not play tomorrow. What's the deal with that?
I'm not sure. That's what I heard on the radio. There's a chance he's going to be a game-time decision. I don't know if it was an injury at practice or what, but if Rhodes is a go, I think that means trouble for the 49ers, and that's a good thing for us. There you go.
I had some pressure on him. I thought I could get to him there with Big Linval. Well, I think what that technically means is that advantage you on the defensive front. Oh, they're going to review it.
Maybe those feet weren't in.
Hard to say. You never know with these Madden booth reviews. It's
looked like he had his toes, but when the tackle came in and the video game had to do its reactionary thing, it maybe pushed him out.
Oh, yep, it stands. Well, we got our work cut out for us, folks. We're at the end of the 1st quarter, and we are down 2 possessions already. That's not the start we were hoping for.
A lot of time left.
What if our one viewer is your mom? I know you have some concerns about her technological proficiency, but you posted this on Facebook. Literally all she would have to do is click the link with her finger on her phone, and she could be watching us right now. Maybe that's why the stream chat is quiet, is because Shannon's watching, but she doesn't know how to chime into the chat.
Well, if it is, thanks, Mom. Adam and I appreciate it.
All right, I'm going to come out here with some quick passes. I'm going to try to just move the ball with a couple quick passes. I've got Diggs coming over on a drag route, and I'm going to look for Rudolph and see. I think I've got a... Oh, I got hit. Did Rudolph come back and get that?
Yeah, wow. That's a good offensive plan. You should just do that. Serendipity.
I want to tell you, Rudolph was open there. I really think had I delivered that cleanly, it would have been a nice play. But what an effort by Rudolph, so that's good. Hat count says that we've got the blockers on the right. You think I'll be able to get second in inches?
Yes.
Turns out.
Forrest Buckner?
I find that running the ball is really difficult on this game. Which, this isn't the outcome I hoped for. I wanted to avoid third down, but I'm going to go into a gun formation, and I'm just going to run something quick, some sort of quick pass. Let's do slants. Let's just try to get it out of Kirk's hands quickly.
Rhythm throw here.
So we've got Thielen in the slot.
Treadwell, they're back a ways.
Oh, the linebacker came over.
That's at 3-4.
Here comes our new punter, newly minted. Rest in peace, Ryan Quigley. Did anybody else sign Quigley?
Good question. Nice punt. Ooh, good play.
All right, we need a defensive
I'm gonna bring
play.
some pressure.
We need some defensive playmaking here. We gotta get this together. We need the defense to change the tenor and the tone of this game right now. I'm going to consult the social media and see if I can get any data about who might be watching. You tell the folks what you're doing. Tell them what you're doing.
Well, they're apparently able to run the ball very well against a really good defense here. This is not what we're hoping for. Apparently their offensive line is coming to play today. Right now, I'm in the 4-3 base defense. I'm going to bring some pressure here. I'm doing the will fire with a cover 2, which means I'm losing one guy in coverage, and those linebackers are going to have to make up for it. But I think it's Ben Gideon's going to be coming through right in between. Well, they're doing a good job blocking us up here.
Yeah, they're running at will. They're getting 4 yards per carry, no sweat.
I'm going to move to the 4-6 as they have 3 tight ends in there trying to block. We're going to be man on the outside. I'm bringing some pressure in the inside, which is exactly, I guess, in football 101 what you want to try and do. Run the ball successfully so you can get to play action, etc. But looks like we stopped them short. 3rd and 1. Let's see if we can't buckle down here and keep them from getting any more points.
This would be big. If you could force a punt here, that would be the start of kind of a momentum swing, hopefully. I bet they run here, but yep. Look at that
Another
hole. Look
hole.
at that hole up the middle. That's massive.
Wow. That is...
We're not great at Madden, but we've been practicing.
I don't know if we're as bad as this is making us out to be right now, but I suppose this isn't preseason.
We're both a bit rusty. Oh, it's Tim. The theory was right. Tim's in the chat. So Tim asked Tim was curious when we were going to do this week's matchup. We are kind of doing it at the last minute. My hope was to do it sooner, but I was in Kentucky this week for work. You were in Iowa.
I was in Iowa, yep.
We were seeing flyover country at its best. We've been traveling for work. I hope, Tim, I would defer to what the people want. If there's a time that works well for people, I know you've got a busy work schedule. I would want to go with that. I want to give people a chance to watch the show before the Sunday game, and we're not giving them a lot of time this week. But we'll see. It could be a Saturday morning thing. It could be a Thursday evening or a Friday afternoon thing. We're kind of figuring it out. Preston and I aren't the best at planning, so we're gonna figure it out. Fun fact about Tim: he and I went to high school together. The username PackAttack619. He's a Packer fan. So Vikings fans. At least 50% of our viewing audience right now is Packer fans. That is a little scary, but so Tim's probably not too displeased about this sorry first half.
Man, they are just running the ball at will right now. Alfred Morris, their one of their pickups for San Francisco, finally getting a touch.
Tim, have you wrapped up your workday for today? I figured I was worried you might still be working when we went live. We're approaching a first and goal situation again. And we definitely want to keep this a 2-possession game. We don't want this to be a 3-possession game by half. Right, that's better.
I brought just about everybody I could on that one, and they're still running the ball. This is pretty interesting how this is happening. But
did I accidentally put it on All Madden?
I really hope not.
The intention was to be on All Pro. If we're getting worked like this on All Pro, I'm nervous. But I guess you and I haven't played Madden in a solid week and a half or 2 weeks. Because we were both traveling for work this week. You were doing some traveling for that. Folks, let's chalk this up to rust. We're shaking off the rust. We're getting back into our solidly above average Madden swing here. Routine. That's a good feeling when you can wrap up work on Saturday and just get ready for the Sunday matchups.
Right. I love football Sundays. Just hanging out, watching the games. Nothing better.
So this timing isn't bad in that regard. You know, my excitement for tomorrow's Viking game, when we sat down to record this, my excitement for tomorrow was kind of reaching its fever pitch. This has been kind of a bucket of cold water on that, but...
It's all right. A lot of game left. Coming up on the 2-minute warning. I'm going goal line package here because they have been running it right at us. And there it goes.
All right, we're at the 2-minute warning. So it turns out my theory on one of our 2 viewers was accurate. I've got a theory on our second viewer. I think it's my friend Taz. That's my guess. My guess is that my friend Taz might be watching, in which case maybe Taz will join the chat. There are 2 followers on Twitch, so we've got 2 followers on Twitch, and gratitude to those 2 guys. 2 guys who have 2 first names that are 3 letters long. That was a good play.
I made that play.
With who was that?
Downs, yeah.
Devontae Downs? But it was on first down, so you got to do that 2 more times.
A little big nickel there, because they've still been running the ball. I'm going to kind of single coverage.
We got to get this U.S. Bank Stadium crowd going. Like, why aren't these people freaking out? It looks like they're on their feet. Oh, the blitz coming! Why did that blitzer change direction? He had a straight line to Garoppolo there. Alright, Preston, if you hold on the goal line twice, I think you should just play defense from now
on. No offense.
Ooh, nicely done. Interesting play call. They go for the draw on 3rd and goal.
Well,
alright, you did your job twice.
Bend, don't break.
Whoa, use a timeout. Or no, save that timeout. Oh, we got another question from Tim here. He's asking what our thoughts are about the NFC North in general. He's, again, as a Packer fan, he says, should we be worried about the Lions or the Bears yet?
Do you want to answer this first?
I'm not, I got to be honest with you, I'm not too worried about the Bears. You know, they did just make the move for Khalil Mack. But, that got a little hairy there for a second. I was worried you might fumble. I'm not too worried about the Bears yet, even with the Khalil Mack addition. I think Trubisky is still a ways away from being a strong NFL quarterback. That would break the heart of my classmate and friend Nate, who is a UNC super fan. But I don't think with Trubisky they're going to quite be there yet. The Lions are always a possibility, but first-year coach Matt Patricia, new administration there. I think the quick answer to your question, Tim, is I think they're both about a year or two away. I think this is the Vikings and the Packers in a good fight. That was a nice pass right there. Got him to the sideline. Still got all three of those timeouts. What are your feelings on that?
For me, I think that the Lions present a little bit more of a... I'm with Adam. I echo his sentiment on the Bears being a ways out, even with their defense bolstering Khalil Mack and a really solid linebacking core. I just think that if the Lions can somehow run the ball with their new rookie and LeGarrette Blount, that can cause some concerns in the NFC.
Who's that new rookie they got?
Kerryon Johnson, out of Auburn, I believe that's his name. He's a good runner, and so if he ends up taking the majority of carries, especially away from LeGarrette Blount, I mean, they're going to try to run the ball. Matt Patricia's not going to, allow that to be the new reality for them. I think, we got some blockers lined up. Let's see if I can, all right, let's call it timeout.
Use that first timeout.
The Lions have always given the Vikings a hard time, too, these past couple of years. So I would have to say the Lions will be up there, but Aaron Rodgers is always solid, even though he's got young receivers and there's some young defensive players on that team. They always seem to get it done, and I have mad respect for the Pack.
I'm going to give Tim a little poke here in contrast to what you're just saying. I think as good as Aaron Rodgers is, I think that you might see them take a step back at the skill positions this year, at the receiver position particularly, and I think Coach McCarthy is on the hot seat personally, and so I think there's a lot of pressure on the Packers this year. If the Packers don't really perform this year, I think they're potentially at a turning point for their franchise. You showed good patience there. You had the drag route open, but you waited for Rudolph to get open.
Yeah, I wanted that play to develop because I wanted to get into field goal positioning, make this, get some points on the board before the end of the half. I want to be careful with the ball here. I'm going to try and find a play that gives me a quick way out, something to the sideline.
12 seconds, yeah, and you probably want to give the rookie kicker a little bit more breathing room here.
That was not the play I picked, but they look like cover two. If Diggs has a shot, I might go for it.
Ooh. Cousins overthrows him badly there.
That was the right call too. Shoot.
You know, we're first-time streamers here. We're new at this, and so I'm actually going to ask Tim for some assistance here. Tim, how's our audio? Audio sounding good? Let us know in the chat if our audio feed sounds all right.
Called the same exact play, hoping that I could. Let's see. 3rd and 10.
You're in a tough spot here.
Seconds.
It's what, 53-yard kick?
This is going to have to be a really quick pass to the sideline.
I think you should just. What is Madden telling you to do if you do ask Madden? Because I would be.
They're telling me to do the flood swamp, and it's the quick out to Thielen.
Because I would be willing to kick that for you. I'd be willing to take that kick. I think I am a pretty... Ooh, lucky that's not a pick six. I am a pretty good kicker on Madden, despite all my other shortcomings, and so I would be willing to...
I think what he's trying to say, folks, is Adam wants to kick this field goal.
Yes, as if that was not...
Adam is going to kick the field goal.
So we've passed the controller, and this is on me, folks. 54 yards.
I got it. Does it have the distance? It's good.
All right, so...
And we get the ball.
Thanks for that feedback, Tim. It sounds like we're competing with the in-game audio a bit. I'll have to take a look at that. Well, here we are at halftime. I don't know why we're looking at a map of America. What is this halftime show? Have you seen this before? Oh, they're doing matchups around the country. All right.
This is what's happening.
Good start for the Ravens.
I think they were saying on the radio that this is going to be a beatdown tomorrow.
I am in a pick'em league at my job, and I think we've got like 30 guys, and I think about 90% of them pick the Ravens.
Yeah.
But for me, as a show of how important this game is, I picked the Vikings. Because I figured if I pick the Vikings to beat the 49ers and pick them, and the Vikings lose, I've got much bigger problems than being eliminated from my pick'em league. That's the least of my problems. This highlight show is a little depressing. You see that 54-yard run, which not the start we wanted. This is probably going to be that touchdown pass. Yep. So, fortunately, that's all we get. I have the controller in hand again, folks. Preston did his job twice in a row there. He held to a field goal, and he got a score before half. And so, now the question is, can I do my job on offense? I'm going to try to drive down the field here and get a 7. Even if we get 3, we've got this back to a one-possession game. Now, my instinct tells me, let's get out here and run the ball. Because my football personality is run the ball to establish the pass. But as noted, I am not great at running the ball in Madden 19. And so I'm going to try to start aggressively here and pass to set up the run. I'm going to look for Thielen over the middle or Rudolph in the top right corner and see what we can do. I'm actually going to take the check down, take what it gives me.
CJ Ham from Duluth.
That basically is kind of like an elaborate run play. Just get it to your fullback. And now, well, I'm going to try it. You know, I just worry that I'm going to run here for no gain, and then I'm going to set up a 3rd and 5. And I want to try to avoid as many third downs as possible. Put this inside.
First down.
Right, that's what I'm looking for.
Delvin Cook.
He's averaging a healthy 2 yards per carry, folks. One thing that I have liked doing on these Madden games is running out of the shotgun. I've had better luck with that than with anything. And we're going to see if I can get something going here. There we go. We got 8 or 9 yards on that? All right, good deal. That's what I want to do. Let's keep it in the shotgun and see if we can't get this first down. I'm going to go with this spot route. My first choice is going to be Treadwell, but I'm going to look for Thielen at the sideline as well.
Speaking of Treadwell, what do you expect out of him coming in out of camp as the 3rd receiver?
Well, he held on. I think that's what we want. What you just saw there is what we want from Treadwell. He holds on to that ball in traffic and gets us a first down. I was surprised by the release of Kendall Wright, and so I think what that indicates is that the expectations for Treadwell are high this year. He really needs to make a statement this year, and I'm hopeful that he will. Preston has gotten out some snacks here. He's eaten some pretzels.
That's right. The sharp cheddar pretzels. They're delicious.
Ooh, had a nice hole there, but I vacuumed right into the defensive tackle.
Zim does not look pleased.
He's not happy about it, rightfully so. I'm going to stay in the single back formation here. And I'm going to do this stick pattern. So, Preston, you want to field this latest question? What do you expect out of Dalvin Cook?
I think he's going to bounce back. He, in camp, he had his brace taken off pretty quick, and I think talking to people who have had this injury, as soon as you have that brace on, you're always thinking about it. The fact that he isn't playing with the brace in practice, I think allows you to kind of think that he is confident in his knee. He definitely had a great start last year. There were only 2 rushers with more yards than him through those games, and that was Todd Gurley and Kareem Hunt, who was definitely a surprise at that point. But I think technology is better. I think medicine is better. I don't have many doubts for him. I think he's a young guy with a lot of potential, and this is going to be a year where we see him come to life.
I saw an article on ESPN predicting that he could lead the league in rushing this year. To me, that's a pretty bold prediction, but
I agree.
I think he's a really talented back, and if he gets a full season, I think he'll make some noise. So that last play, I was going to run a misdirection play, and I thought I saw blitz, and so I audibled into a pass play. I wanted to take a shot, but they were on top of Cousins pretty much immediately. And that's 2 sacks in a row because I'm trying to do too much at once. This drive was moving pretty well, and now I'm in a 3rd and 29, so that's less than ideal.
Definitely not a ton of plays in the playbook for this. You just got to try and get as many yards back as you can. Maybe get in field goal position here.
And so I'm just going to run the great 4 verticals and just see what we can get here. I get sacked again. I tried to throw that to Cook. I was hitting R1 like crazy and didn't get it off. It started so well. That drive. I was building some offensive confidence, and I just lost it.
You really spot this one. Another good punt.
Well, like I told you, if nothing else, I can contribute on the special teams. I'm doing all right on that front this week. To me, that illuminates one fear about tomorrow is I think most Viking fans this year are pretty nervous about the offensive line. It's a common concern with Viking squads of recent years. And rightfully so. I mean, I think we've got a lot of young guys on the offensive line. We had the Easton injury. And the 49ers, as noted earlier, have some good young pass rushers. And so...
nice play there by Daniil Hunter.
That's the run defense I think we've hoped for all game. I blitzed a linebacker there to try to put a little more pressure on.
Right. So going with a 4-3 defense, base defense, and Zimmer's game plan.
In a 2nd and 13, hopefully they'll drop back to pass here and we can get after them. Garoppolo put some touch on that one. That was a pretty good pass, I have to admit. I guess this is what happens when you try to play Madden after a couple weeks away.
Double team there on Richardson opened up a big hole.
Yeah, they had me dead to rights on that one. We're staying with a 2-receiver set. And second and short. I'm going to try not to get too overzealous. I thought about bringing some pressure, but I'm not going to do that just yet.
Nice play by Barr. They actually had more blockers than we had people there, and he snuck outside of that blocker and made a great play.
We're at the end of the third quarter. We're going to need some heroics akin to the Brett Favre to Greg Lewis heroics. If we're going to pull this one off.
Well,
you know, for all our challenges, I just love the matte finish on that Viking helmet.
yeah, it looks nice.
Oof, gotta love a matte finish.
What are you most excited about going to the game tomorrow?
Well, I've been living in Boston for a couple of years, and so I haven't been able to go to many games of late. I went to one game each of the last 2 years, and they weren't exactly...
We went to that Bengals game.
Yeah, and they weren't exactly high pressure or important games. They were late in the season. You know, in one case, the Vikings were run out of the stadium by a bad Colts team. That was pretty depressing. And in the other case, we rolled the Bengals, but we were in pretty good shape. We were competing with the Eagles for the #1 seed in the NFC, but outside of that, we were solid. And so the answer to your question is that I am excited to be there for a game where there's really some stakes, and we're talking week 1 energy, like season opener energy. I'm excited to be there and rechannel that. I've been going to games with my dad my whole life, and so there's not. It'll be familiar, but
Good dig.
Get that ball!
Oh!
I thought maybe. Oh, Griffin got hurt on that play.
That was the break we needed.
I thought that would be it. I thought we could get on top of that. Garoppolo held on to that thing forever. Daniil was sitting right there. And I'm like, what are you doing? So yeah, I'm excited to get into the swing of going to the games again and having that energy, that kind of mix of stress and anxiety, but also just excitement. It's the worst thing, but it's the best thing. Well, now they're where I was. 29 yards to go. They got 2 downs to do it, but I'm going to go into a big nickel and do a standard cover 2 here. Tim, I want to throw this back at you in the chat again. What do you expect out of the Packers this year? What's your prediction for the Packers? Did he just... Oh! Were they jostling for that?
It looked like it. The new safety addition from Cincinnati, George Ioka, I believe is that Iloka, yeah.
He's wearing Terrence Newman's number.
Terrence Newman retired.
Well,
he
I know
is
that,
coach.
But I mean he didn't even let that jersey get out of the dryer before they put the new name on it. Well, folks, we made a big play. I had nothing to do with it personally, but I was presiding over it as it happened.
Well, that's good. Let's get some momentum here. Let's try and score. Put some points on the board.
Well, with 6 minutes to go, we need it. I mean, we need a field goal at a minimum to set up a game-tying drive. But better yet, I'm hoping we can sneak 2 touchdown drives into this game. And those 2 touchdown... Ooh.
What the heck?
If we can get 2 touchdown drives in and get out of here with a win, that's what we want. Looks like the injury to Griffin was minor, so that's good.
That was a really ugly throw there. I thought we had Diggs on the comeback.
And you had a guy underneath for a shorter check down. You know, the Vikings with Cousins, paying Cousins all that money, I think the hope is that we'll have a more explosive offense this year. We have about 80 yards of offense right now, and so hopefully life will not imitate art on that front. Zylstra is in the game, and he's open.
That's what the hurry-up offense will do for you. We make our way to the line of scrimmage quickly. Been able to move the ball a little bit here. Ooh. I was hoping Cook would get out there a little quicker, but he got chipped by the defensive end.
Keep marching, man. Keep marching.
The incomplete pass doesn't hurt us.
And no pressure, but our audience total just doubled.
Hey, welcome.
We have 4 viewers. They're coming for that crunch time, that fourth quarter action. They've fortunately haven't had to watch our dysfunction early in the game here. What I'm nervous about right now, the way that we've been doing this controller passing, I am probably going to be responsible for a potential game-tying or game-winning drive. That does not bode well. I'm not always a top performer. Zylstra!
Get in there!
He's close!
Oh!
All right. Question. Over under Zylstra 2 catches tomorrow in the real game.
I'll give him a catch.
Get in there! Get in there!
Ran it in with Cousins. What do you know?
Interesting celebration dance, folks. Interesting.
I don't know what he did there, but good for him. Way to go, Kirk. I did a little option play, and apparently...
You don't expect to see a read option with a quarterback like Cousins, so you kept them on their toes there.
That's right.
Just like you drew it up. You can kick this one. I'm not going to take the controller away from you on a PAT. If you can't kick a PAT, man, we got problems.
Well, that's what they say for a lot of kickers, but I had Matt Bryant from Atlanta last night, and he missed an extra point. So, he's cautiously optimistic about his Packers.
We get a showdown with the Packers early in the year, and so that'll be a good litmus test for both teams, I think. The thing about the NFC North is no matter what the state of the teams, you know, we've made our opinion known that we think the Lions and the Bears are a ways away from contending, but I think with the NFC North, you can always count on every division matchup being a really tough game. Regardless of how hapless or dysfunctional the Lions are, or even how hapless the Vikings have been a few times in my lifetime, you can always count on an NFC North matchup to be a hard-fought, close game more often than not. And you know, we'll get some early glimpses of that this year. Garoppolo had time in the pocket there to watch that one develop. Goodwin was covered well early, but cut across the middle later. You're in the same situation that you've been in all game. You can't give up a touchdown here. If you give up a field goal, you keep this at 6 points. And so you've done that job this game so far, so hopefully you can keep doing it. Ooh, Linval had him bottled up, but it was a bad pass.
Man, just struggling to get to the quarterback here. I thought we had a good play call there. I brought a little bit of pressure. Just couldn't get to him in time. And that's the thing about defense, is it is such an important thing that the defensive line isn't hanging the corners out to dry for too long. And same thing with the coverage, you know. The better the coverage, the more the time it gives for those defensive linemen to get there.
Oh!
Take that, though.
Run, baby, run!
Oh!
Ooh, the shoestring tackle. And it's my turn on offense.
Adam has the controller.
I've got a little bit of time, so maybe this isn't our last offensive drive. I'm going to come out in a pistol, and I'm going to continue to start with quick passes. This is going to be a read on the right. I'm going to be looking for digs. If Rudolph is open over the top, I'll take it. But I'm going to try to just avoid sacks because that was my problem last drive.
Oh, good coverage. You got to get rid of it. Oh, nice pass. Thielen!
Oh, don't take that. Don't give me a holding penalty here. Don't break my heart.
Personal foul. Face mask.
Hey.
Defense.
Hey.
So what was beautiful about
Tack
that
it
play?
on.
What was beautiful about that play was I had time.
First down.
That's right.
And so Thielen, I was looking for the reads short and easy on the right. And turns out Thielen had single coverage in the back. All right, let's try to. We've got time now. A little less pressure. I'm going to try to get Dalvin going. And it's hard to do.
Yeah, a lot of time here.
We got a
Key is
second
to
and
not
10.
turn the ball over. We can tie the game here.
I'm going to run a screen pass to Cook here.
I like
See
that
if I
call.
can get him open in space. Oh, he shovel passed it. Just couldn't get to the edge. That's a lot of work for no yards. Loss of 1.
Yeah, good pursuit by San Francisco there. 3rd and 11. Just don't want to force the ball. Want to find something.
No turnovers. That's rule number 1. No turnovers. I'm trying to find something in the playbook that I feel real strongly about, but it's a struggle. I'm gonna run this sluggo seam. Looking for Thielen open over the middle.
It looks like it's a cover 1 man on the outside, so that safety is going to follow. Eyes.
Oh shoot! I hung that in the air way too much.
That's all right.
Whew, that hurts.
You're up for defense.
Oh, I was trying to pass the controller in shame, but I have to I have to ride it out. What I saw there was Thielen in one-on-one, and he gets past the bump, and so I tried to put it up in the air and forward, and it just hung up there too long, and I didn't put it far enough ahead of Thielen on that. I got greedy. I wanted the go-ahead touchdown. And I thought I had something at the line.
Well, you got to make the stop here. We got the 2-minute warning and 3 timeouts.
The defense has come through with 2 turnovers in a row. I wish I could have put him off there on offense. Hendricks comes in and makes a play. Do we want to call this timeout before the 2-minute warning, or do we want to...
I don't think so.
Okay, so they're going to run this down to the 2-minute warning. They're probably going to keep running the ball.
Yep, time is on their side.
I'm going to bring a couple linebackers. Have a pretzel here to try to take the edge off. Well, in addition to my own misfortune, we've dropped down back to 1 viewer. I trust that's you, Tim. Everybody else was watching some crunch time football here, and they turned the game off.
You didn't like the score.
No, they didn't like us.
Oh,
That was not good. Well, we're in doomsday scenario now, folks. I'm using that first time out. They got 1st and 10.
need a stop here.
I'd expect them to keep running, probably to the left side, but... Oh, Anthony Barr apparently was injured on that play. Alright, they got 3 tight ends. They're going to keep trying to bum rush us. I'm going to bring as many blitzers as I can here. Bring up my corners.
That's a good play.
Kendricks comes up huge
Right.
there.
This is the game here, folks.
Because what happened there is I was playing as Sheldon Richardson. They pushed me a solid 3-4 yards back. Looks like it was a minor injury for Barr. That's good. I'm going to see what the coach suggests here. We're going to bring another man blitz. I'm going to bring up my corners. They're in a shotgun.
We're there, baby.
Out of timeouts. We're going to get this ball back with just over a minute and no timeouts. I'm going to be passing the controller back to Preston, and he's going to have a chance. He's going to have a chance. He's been carrying us this game, frankly.
That's debatable, folks. That's debatable.
Maybe I can make a big return with Cheryl's here. Maybe that'll be my saving grace, my big moment.
I'm not going to have a lot of time, but as long as I can get into field goal position, get a nice return here. Oh, don't take that.
Yep.
Get in
That
there.
is thankfully a touchdown. Woo! All right, buddy, time for some hero ball.
Time.
56 seconds.
Time for glory.
You were in a similar situation at the end of the first half, and you drove us down the field for a field goal. And so you just got to replicate that. I tell you, I hope how I feel right now, I hope I don't feel like this at this point in tomorrow's game. With 1 minute to go tomorrow at US Bank Stadium, I hope I am just shit.
Gotta hurry up to the line.
Were you going to try to dump that to the running back?
I was.
Not good. You're really going to have to hurry now. You're going to have to take a shot.
Way too much time there.
Yeah, this is not good. 4th and short with 17 seconds. You got to get to the sideline. If nothing else, you got to get the first down, and you got to get to the sideline. You got 10 seconds. We're running out of time.
Oh man, this is not a good 2-minute warning.
This is going to be the last play of the game. Well, some miscues there, folks.
No timeouts. It was kind of tough to figure out a game plan once I had that package out there, and then whenever I wanted to switch it to the strong side, they'd switch over, and it took way too much time.
So, not the start we were hoping for, to be sure. One of the things about this show is that when we have days like this and we lose, the hope is that when the real genuine article happens the next day, that the real life Vikings will win and everything will be good. Cousins has a pretty pedestrian day, largely because of the 2 interceptions we threw. Outside of that, his completion percentage, 62%, not bad. Garoppolo played pretty well, I guess, outside of his 2 interceptions as well. We needed to run the ball more, and we just didn't get it going. I feared that might be the case. The bigger disappointment, though, is that we gave up some big runs. So that hurts. Rudolph, top receiver for the Vikings. Garcon and Goodwin, pretty even for the 49ers. Thielen notched some yards as well. Watch Zylstra tomorrow. I think if Zylstra gets out there tomorrow, it'd be nice to see him average 21 per catch. Kendricks played well in run defense in the second half. We had a pick from Aloka and a pick from Barr. The defense got better as the game went on, so that's good. My contribution in that game, folks, is the 154-yard field goal by Carlson.
Which is huge.
And Matt Weil has a big game. 51-yard average and 2 inside the 20. I got to tell you, I take responsibility for this one. I did the one thing in that red zone drive where we could have tied it 13-13. I did the one thing we agreed I shouldn't do, which was turn it over. Absent that turnover, we could have tied at 13 and lengthened that game. But, we're going to workshop, and we'll be back next week, and we'll do better. In the meantime, hope everybody enjoys tomorrow's Viking game.
That's right.
Hopefully tomorrow the real team looks a lot better, and they don't put us through so much stress. And that's it, folks. So Skol Vikes.
Skol Vikes.
Enjoy the rest of your Saturday.
Adios.
And that's a wrap. I have to turn this off, but